Today I'll share a story from the Mundaka Upanishad. There are basically, I guess, 9 major Upanishads and there are like 108 Upanishads. Mundaka is one of the most popular and widely discussed Upanishad. Upanishads are basically books of wisdom, of ancient knowledge that tells you what life is, how to lead a life. The story goes like this. It's a story about 2 birds. There is this tree in which there is this divine, serene and a peaceful bird sitting on the top of the tree, and that's always in peace. And there's this another bird that's in the lower branch of the tree that's always restless, and it's always trying to pick up fruits from the tree, sometimes bitter fruits, sometimes sweet tasting fruits. So it keeps on tasting different kinds of fruits, and eventually once it tastes a kind of fruit, let's say a bitter one, then it goes above to another branch. So it keeps on going. Every time it gets a bitter fruit, it looks on the top bird and then climbs a branch. So eventually the bird reaches the top, and what he realizes was there was no other bird than him. He's the only bird in the tree. So this story explains the concept of Vedant, or it's about Vedant philosophy. In Hinduism, it is something that tells you that there is no existence of two. Everything is just once. As in humans, the second bird, the bird on the lower branch, is the self as in self with the ego. So the top bird is basically the human soul, which is always at peace, which is joyful in nature, and it doesn't run after things, doesn't have all the bad qualities that a human person generally seem to have, because all those desires, all those qualities like greed, anger, these all things stems out from the ego. So the second bird is basically the ego covering the self or the human soul. So once the bird tastes all different kinds of karma, and the fruits are basically karmas, you can take it as karmas, different kinds of karmas. So based on your karma, you rise onto different levels, and based on experiencing different experiences, as in those fruits, once you get to experience a lot of bitter fruits, you seek out something more. In that process, you try to rise above what you are, and eventually you go to the top. And at that point of time, you realize that there were no 2 birds, there was just the one bird, and that's what you are, a bird on the top. That's basically self-realization and the concept of oneness. That's when you realize that there is nothing called good or bad. There is no existence of dual things. You realize the dual nature of the universe, and you appreciate the oneness of it. There won't be anything two, because there won't be 2 birds, so there won't be anything good or bad, right or wrong, or positive or negative. All the things that we are stuck in between. You just realize the supremeness of divinity, or supremeness of being, just a piece of life. There won't be you and me, he and him, he and she. You can include everyone within you. That's what it tries to teach you. A lot of yogis do follow this philosophy. And to give it a thought, guys, it's just a perspective again. If it makes sense, it's well and good. If it doesn't, you just get to learn a new perspective. That's it. Thank you guys for watching.